Since starting work as a doctor and graduating from medical school, I went from working out 5, 6, sometimes 7 days a week to only managing to get around 2 or 3 days of exercise per week when I started work as a doctor. And this meant that ultimately I wasn't able to reach all of the goals that I set out for myself. And therefore it had a very big impact on my health, but also my happiness as well. And it wasn't until about 1 year of working as a doctor that I finally developed a system that allowed me to continue working 60 to 70 hours a week as a doctor, to run multiple businesses, have a YouTube channel, and continue going back to how I used to be, which was working out 5 to 6 times a week. This really improved my quality of life massively, and hopefully this video will help you do the same. What is going on, guys? My name is Kenji. Welcome back to my channel. Hope it's not the first time you're watching one of my videos, but just in case it is, I'm a part-time doctor and entrepreneur working in London. And in this video, I'll be taking you guys through 6 different strategies that I've learned and developed over the last few years of working as a doctor that has allowed me to achieve my best health ever, my best body ever, all whilst doing all of the other things that I want to do on the side and achieving all of my various goals. So let's go ahead and jump into the very first tip that I have for you guys, which is to change how you define yourself. And to be honest with you, this is probably the most important tip that I could give you guys. And I want to take you guys back a few months when I first started working as a locum doctor. So this is when I went part-time in medicine. I started working part-time, but I also ended up picking up so many shifts because one of my main goals in life is, of course, to improve my finances. So I have been working quite a lot as a doctor, but also spending more time on my YouTube channel and on my other businesses. And the problem that I had, guys, is that I would define myself as a busy doctor who just didn't have time to balance looking after my health, but also working on my career. And that really was the definition I had for myself. Sometimes I would honestly work 4, 5, or 6 night shifts in a row, each being 12.5 hours. And that definition that I kept telling myself, that I'm just too busy, I'm too busy of a doctor to work out and look after my health, was the problem that I really had that stopped me from getting my goals all done basically in the gym. But over the last few months, I started to challenge that definition I gave myself. Every time I looked in the mirror, every time I defined myself, how I thought about myself and how I perceived myself was actually the most impactful thing. I actually started to tell myself that, Kenji, you're not just a busy doctor who doesn't have time to look after his health. Why can't you be an absolute machine? Why can't you be someone who does work 12.5-hour shifts, that does prioritize, financial gain and building my business and all these other stuff, but also, has a six-pack. And I don't have a six-pack yet, but that's my goal. But someone who can have a six-pack and to look very healthy and have a fantastic body that you feel happy in. Why can't I define myself as that person that I want to be? Why can't I have that Superman or that superhero in my mind? And the person I was thinking about in the superhero outfit wasn't Clark Kent, it was me. I was imagining myself, but also redefining how I speak to myself as this person that I want to be who can juggle both these things. And where I actually heard this concept from was a book that I read called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And he emphasizes this fact that if you want to start building habits, guys, don't just set goals, but start off by changing how you define yourself. Redefine how you see yourself and the words you use in your mind to describe yourself. And in this book, they really talk about 3 points I want to take you guys through. The first one is to decide on the type of person that you want to become. So like I said in my particular example, I wanted to be someone who can balance, working out, having a healthy body, also going to work, developing my career as a doctor, and also building my business as well. And James Clear in the book also emphasizes that you need to start small in order to start proving it to yourself. So I started off by, on the first night shift when I had a bit of energy, I would go gym once. And maybe the following week on my next set of nights, I'll try go gym twice, maybe on the first night shift and on the last night shift. And it was these small habits that really started to reinforce my identity with all of this evidence that I could look at and say, actually, I've worked 6 night shifts and I've gone gym 3 or 4 times during these night shifts. And it's that evidence that helps me to continue to redefine myself. And that's the first tip that I have for you guys. Now, the next strategy that I hope you guys apply is to redefine what a workout is for you. Now, to take you guys a few years back, when I was in university and I had a lot more time, a workout for me was defined as at least 1.5 hours spent in the gym with all of these, weight straps. I'd have to take a pre-workout beforehand. I'd have to have a 10-minute warm-up. I had this whole entire routine, and that's how I defined what a workout is. And if I wasn't able to do this routine, if I wasn't able to do 8 exercises and, do maximal effort on every single rep, on every single set, then that simply to me was not considered a workout. So when I started working full-time as a doctor, I soon realized that being able to keep this up, spend an hour and a half in the gym every single day, maximal effort every single day, I started to realize that it really wasn't realistic. I had all these new priorities in my life. I had all of these new goals that I really wanted to work on. And I realized that balancing all of these things whilst continuing to put all of this maximal effort in the gym, unfortunately just wasn't a reality. And to be honest with you guys, that would really put me off going gym. If I felt like I couldn't give myself that period of time like I described, then I simply just wouldn't go gym. So in order to maintain this idea of maintaining my health and going to the gym as consistently as I can, I had to not only redefine how I saw myself, like in the first tip, but also redefine what I consider to be a workout. Now, don't get me wrong, on the days where I had more time, maybe it's a Saturday or a Sunday and I'm not working, then I will continue to do what I used to do. However, on the days where maybe I'm stretched for time, maybe I'm really tired, maybe I've just finished a night shift, I had to redefine that a workout for me right now is no longer that thing that I described for you, which is super difficult to do. It is any period of sustained activity that is at least half an hour. That is currently my definition of a workout. So what exactly does a workout mean for me now? Not just that half an hour that I mentioned, but it might be, as a practical example, if I'm on a night shift, it might be literally a half an hour walk around my hospital at a very fast pace, and sometimes that will raise my heart rate to 130 beats per minute. It might be the fact that I don't have an hour to go to the gym today, but I do have 20 to 30 minutes to run 3 miles. And I'm not saying that every single day you should do 10 push-ups and call that a workout, but what I am saying is that if you continue to maintain that high standard for yourself, or at least a minimum standard, then what you'll find is that you still will be able to continue doing some level of workout throughout your week, and being able to squeeze in these little workouts to maintain your health is much better than doing nothing at all. So you might have 2 days a week where you can do these quick filler workouts, and the rest of the days of the week where you have more time, you can then go back to your normal, heavy, usual workouts that you do. That's tip number 2. Let's go ahead to move on to number 3. Now, the next tip that I have for you guys is not necessarily applicable to absolutely everyone, but I would say that a big majority of people can probably incorporate this into their day-to-day life, which is to work out at work. And before you judge me on that point, please listen to what I have to say. Touching on the last point I mentioned, where sometimes I would literally go for a walk around my hospital, I can't actually tell you guys the number of times that I'd be on a 12.5-hour on-call shift and I still managed to get a workout either in my hospital gym or, like I said, in a local area around my hospital. And I'm honestly ashamed to say, guys, that it took me an entire 1 year to find out that my hospital actually had a gym in the actual building. And I think it's one of those things that if you don't go searching for it, if you're not aware of it, then you simply won't know. At the hospital that I've been working in, they actually have a pretty decent gym. It's actually a physiotherapy gym where they take all the physiotherapy patients to build up their strength, but it has a few dumbbells, it has a treadmill, it has the things that you need. And what I found is that when I'm sometimes on a night shift that's not too busy, maybe I'm on a ward that tends to have the afternoons a bit more free, but there's been a good amount of time, guys, where I've been on a very busy shift on a very busy week and I simply have no time at home to go to my local gym, but I have managed to squeeze in a 30 to 35 minute workout at my local work. But maybe your workday is super busy, maybe you have no time during the 9 to 5 to get a workout in. That's completely fine. But what you can do is you can actually arrive to work out before or after. When you finish work at 5 o'clock, you can squeeze in a workout afterwards and go straight home, and you've saved yourself a huge amount of time because you're already at the location where you need to work out. And if you genuinely have tried and you found out that your actual place of work has no gym, that's completely fine. As I said, you can go for a walk or a jog around your local building. You can find a park nearby where you can do a high intensity interval workout. There are so many options, guys, where you can still incorporate fitness in or around your workplace. And what I do is after my workouts, there are actually showers in my hospital. You might have a shower where you work, where you can have a quick freshen up, get back into your clothes and get straight back to work. My point here really is, guys, if you want to make health a priority, then you have to be willing to be flexible and to find new ways of working out and not using the excuse of my week is just too busy, I have no time. So hopefully that tip helped you, because it really has changed my life. But let's go ahead and move on to the next tip, which is to book classes or join a group. Now, this tip is really helpful for those people who need a bit more of an encouragement or a bit more of a push to actually get to the gym. And I'll honestly say that sometimes that is me. Sometimes, like I said, I have low energy, I've just finished a night shift and I've woken up later on in the day and I have no energy to go to the gym, and that is completely fine. But we can apply some principles that will increase the chances that we will end up in the gym. And one way I found to do that is by booking a class or joining a workout group. So my plan and my strategy right now is I actually every single day bring out my calendar and I try and plan my workouts 9 days ahead. So if I look at my work schedule and I know that on particular days I'll be very tired, or there's a good chance that I won't be motivated to go gym, I will sign up for a class or sign up to play sports with my friends. And how this has been really game changing for me is because I'll call up a friend and say, hey, do you want to play tennis on this particular day? Or I'll sign up to a fitness class, like a high intensity interval training class. And just the fact that I've paid money to attend a class, or maybe I know people in the class, I've made friends with people in the class, and when they see my name, they're expecting me to show up, or again, I don't want to let a friend down. Just that feeling of not wanting to let people down, or not having the shame of not showing up when you've signed up for something, or losing your money to something you've already paid for, those feelings actually increase the likelihood of me not canceling and actually going, because I made a commitment not just to myself, but also to other people. And trust me when I say, guys, that when you finish a night shift, it is much easier to attend a class and just listen to what the instructor is telling you and do the movement, compared to me actually going to the gym and building a workout for myself and having to push myself through that workout. It is much easier to be in a class where people are watching me, there is social pressure to perform, and I just have to listen to an instructor, then makes the class much more easier. But if you don't go to a gym where you have the luxury of signing up to classes or playing tennis, playing a sport, whatever, then one thing that I used to do all the time is I'd have a workout buddy. So find a friend who also wants to look after their health. Maybe they're also a doctor or in a similar area to you. And you can agree with them that we're going to go gym, rain or shine, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And it's the same thing, guys. You don't want to let your friend down. You don't want to cancel on them. And I promise you, this small hack will help you get to the gym much more easily on the days where you don't want to. During the pandemic times when we weren't able to go to the gym because it was closed, one of the things that I did was invest in some home workout equipment. I had some of those sort of adjustable weights that I paid like £400 for, like a ridiculous amount, and they ended up breaking, unfortunately. But this summer I actually reinvested into some home workout equipment, and I still have a gym membership. But on the days where I'm super busy, guys, and again, I don't have the time to commute back and forth to the gym, and I just have 20 minutes on a Sunday or a Monday, the £30 that I spent on this equipment has really helped me make those workouts. And I'm not talking about spending a bunch of money, guys. I literally spent £30 in Argos on a barbell and on 2 dumbbells, really cheap, literally £30. And that's all the money I spent. And it's been super helpful, guys, because let's be honest, going to the gym does not just simply take 45 minutes during your workout. You have to actually pack your bag for the gym. You have to drive to the gym, park at the gym, walk into the gym, work out for 45 minutes to an hour, and do that all over again. It probably ends up being closer to 2 hours or sometimes more if you live further away. And on the days where, again, I don't have the time to necessarily spend 2 hours in the gym, but I do have 25 minutes before I start my night shift, if it's simply a choice between not working out at all or getting a 25 half an hour workout on my balcony, then at least I do have the choice to work out. And maybe you're a student, maybe like me when I was back in my university days, you live in a small dormitory, you don't have much space, and you don't necessarily want to carry weights around. That is completely fine, guys. What you can do in those circumstances is maybe you have Apple Fitness, maybe you have YouTubers who have HIIT workouts online and you can do push-ups in your room. There were days when I was 18, 19 where I would fill my bag with a bunch of books and I'll use that to do some curls. You can do stuff at home, guys. You don't necessarily have to spend £30 on equipment, but you can find ways of working out at home when you simply don't have the time to make it to the gym. And the last and final strategy that I have for you guys is some days are just for showing up. And this kind of relates to the last tips that I mentioned for you guys. If you set yourself this super high barrier that your workout has to be what I described earlier on, 2 hours for a maximal effort, then you simply won't go to the gym. In my opinion, a much healthier mindset to have is that yes, some days you will go to the gym and you will be there to gain muscle, improve your cardiovascular fitness, whatever it might be, and you are pushing yourself to that maximal effort. But there is also a second type of workout. The second type of workout is a workout just to simply maintain the habit of going to the gym. It's not necessarily about, building your physical body, but it's about building your mindset. And the third type of workout is simply just to maintain the progress that you already have. Fine, you don't have an hour and a half or 2 hours to build muscle and break down your muscle properly, but you do have half an hour to get to the gym, build that habit like I said, but also to maintain the progress that you've already made rather than go backwards and lose that progress. So on those particular days, guys, when I feel like absolute crap, I've just finished a night shift, I don't want to go to the gym, but I need to go to the gym, I will push myself just to show up to the gym. I will get there and I will tell myself, look, you're still that athlete that you have in your mind. You're still that person that you wanted to be. You've at least put in the effort to show up. And I will train and I will do my absolute best. It might not be the best I'm capable of, but I will try my absolute best. And what's really funny, guys, is sometimes I'll get to the gym feeling terrible. Driving to the gym, I'm kind of jamming to some nice music. I get to the gym and I've changed. I'm surrounded by people who are really enthusiastic. And then I walk on the treadmill, I'm warming up my body. And I feel like, you know what? I actually feel much better than I did when I was actually at home. And now I'm ready to give it my absolute all. And I've gone from being a potato on my couch, not wanting to work out, to finally being in the gym and wanting to work out. So don't discourage yourself from going to the gym and engaging in exercise just because you believe that it's not the perfect circumstance. Sometimes showing up is the perfect circumstance, and that is more than enough. So I really hope these strategies help you guys achieve the dream body and the dream health that you want. This is actually one of the first videos that I'm ever talking about health and fitness. So please let me know down in the comment. I will really appreciate it if you like this sort of content, because if you do, I will continue to talk more about fitness and how to transform your body and your health as well. If this has been helpful to you in any way, shape or form, please drop a like down below. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on to never miss another upload. And before you leave, here's another video on my channel that I recommend you guys check out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.